That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo Flips. We're going in tonight, boy. I'm not even gonna front. It's because my girl's inside the house doing all kinds of cooking and cleaning, and I don't want nothing to do with that. So she's playing some Spanish music. She's in her mode, and usually when she's in her mode, we get to fighting because I can't do nothing right, and she's Puerto Rican and likes to do shit her way, and I'm Colombian, Mexican, and Sicilian. And I like to do shit my way, and it's easier for me to say, you know what? I'm gonna go to the car. I'm gonna make some YouTube videos because it's been a while, and then I'm gonna go pick up my daughter from work because my daughter got her first job. I'm very proud of her, man. Real talk. 16 years old, and probably go pick up a bottle of wine and maybe a 12-pack. But I can't drink because I'm on some medicine. But it's still good to have people over. And when I come home, the food should be done. I'll take another quick shower, get dressed, eat some food, and probably pass out before the ball drops because that's my life. Anyway, this video, I believe it's Youssef, I apologize if I'm not saying your name right, and left a comment. I believe it was Youssef. Can you buy cars from the auction and run them through the public auction? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. While we're on that subject, do I recommend you buying cars from the public auction? Hell no. Hell no. The public auction, in my opinion, is for people that cannot get dealer-only auction access. That is like, in my opinion, bottom of the barrel type stuff, okay? Let me be honest with you. Dealers that I know take their junk and run it through the public auction. Why? Here's why. Because 9 out of the 10 people looking to buy cars from the public auction are not looking for a great deal for their daughter's first car. They're looking for a quick flip. That's what they're looking for. So as far as I'm concerned, anyone who is looking to buy and sell cars to make money, no matter if you have a dealer's license, you are in the game, okay? That means anything that happens to you, good or bad, when it comes to buying a car, it's all in the game. I don't care that you went to a public auction. You went to the public auction to get a car on the low, to do a little bit of stuff to it and sell it to someone else and make money. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing that is wrong about it is you bitching and moaning that you got taken for a ride. If you're not ready to play on this level, sit on the sidelines and watch other people make money. Now, can you go to a dealer-only auction, buy a car, drive it to the public auction, and put it up for sale? 100% yes, you can. As long as you buy that car right, you will have no problem making money. Now keep in mind, here in Tampa, we have what's called a Tampa Machinery Auction. If your car is older than 10 years old, you cannot... What's up, everybody? I'm so sorry to interrupt your video. We're gonna make this short and sweet, all right? One of the best things in life I've come to find out is giving back, all right? I'm not asking you to give to charity. I'm not asking you to give to anybody. This is me giving to you, all right? I have knowledge. I've been in this game for a while now. I know how to be a rep. I know how to own a dealership. I know how to do buy here, pay here. When it comes to this car game, man, I know more than a typical person should know. I know about those screwdrivers back in the day. I know about them Hellcats today. You know, if you know, you know. All right? Really and truly, this is me giving you information. This is me giving back to my community. This is me helping you make the most money that I possibly can help you make for free. There are a lot of other YouTubers out here charging money for the same information. The only thing I want from you, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. That's it. Plain and simple. Just hit the subscribe button. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Put a reserve on it. I am sitting in a 2008 Volvo S80, 170,000 miles on it. This car in today's market We'll probably bring in somewhere between $1,500 and $2,200 at a dealer-only auction. When I bought this car, I think 2 or 3 years ago, I think I only spent like maybe $1,800 or $1,500 on the car. So I could potentially run it through the auction and break even, and having driven it for 2 or 3 years. I think I bought this car and it had like 130,000 miles on it. I drove this car like there was no tomorrow. I love this car. I just put front suspension on this car. I just put a new starter in this car, and that's all wear and tear stuff. The doors are falling apart now. Even over here, the doors, like the leather that goes over it's falling apart. It's dirty as hell because the mechanics made it dirty. And I could get all this stuff cleaned up and all this stuff put back together. It's not a big deal. I could do most of it myself right here in my garage. If not, I can do it all, and I will do it all. The wood grain is kind of chipping, so I could take that off. It's just one big piece that comes off. I could take all the wood grain off and get the, like the grayish wood grain that Acuras are notorious for. It's a sticker, and put it on, and the car will look amazing again, and put it up for $35,000, $4 grand. But I can also take this car and run it through the public auction, and probably end up walking away with somewhere between $2,500 and $3,500. But hear me out, because it's an 08, and let's just say it's an off day. It's an 08, it's an off day, and I end up getting only, hold on one second here.
I didn't know if you're still recording or not, so I wrote this.
I got it. So, sorry about that. I gotta go pick up my daughter here in about 10 minutes. So, with that being said, let's just say it's an off day at the auction, and this car only goes for $1,000 in that day. That's it. It's gone. It's $1,000. There's no reserve, no nothing. Oh, well, you can have someone there, and they could bid on the car. Sure, you can. Now, you got to pay for the car, and sure, the money will come back to me. But you also got the fees. And at public auctions, 9 times out of 10, they make you at least title the car there. So now the car's got to be titled. So there's a lot of fees to it, okay? But to answer the question, yes, you can. If you're going to, call the public auction that you're thinking about using, find out the reserve policy. If you're not sure what a reserve means you set a dollar amount on the vehicle, and if it doesn't hit that dollar amount, you're not going to sell it. Very plain, very simple, okay? If they tell you cars over 10 years old are no reserve, then you may want to try to focus on cars that are 10 years old and newer. Unless you're really getting these older cars at a really good deal, and you're like me, just a gambler, then you can run them through there, and whatever happens, happens, okay? But chances are, if you're a dealer, you'll probably want to hook up with a company like ACV. Now, ACV recently messed me over. When I was in the hospital, we ran we ran an MR2, a Nissan, a PT Loser, and a BMW. So they ended up coming out, and they did the inspection, ACV, and I wasn't there. I was in the hospital, so Leroy was quarterbacking it, and Leroy's not as well versed as I am when it comes to dealing with these sort of things. I'm definitely a lot more aggressive with it. It's just my nature. So on one of the cars, they went over the car, and they said that it was low on coolant, which would never have happened if I was there, because I would have made sure that the fluids were all topped off. They also said that it had a bad transmission because of one of the codes, but they never actually put the code up. They just said that it had a bad transmission, which in actuality was never a transmission issue. It was a brake light was out. So when the brake light was out, it made the car have the brake light came on the screen. The torque converter, I don't know where that came from, but I would have argued with them. I would have been like, I don't care if you announce it, but if you announce it, at least let me see how you're getting that. And, they wouldn't have been able to show me, so I would have said, take that out. Or I would have said, you know what, if you're going to say that it's got a bad transmission, I'm not going to run the car. Not because I want to screw somebody over, because I would rather get it repaired and run it without the yellow light, right? The Nissan we ended up selling, but we ended up buying that Nissan I had nothing to do with that Nissan in actuality. It was the owner. He ended up spending like $9,800 on the car. Had it for months. It never sold. Again, no financing, not really good at marketing it either. If it was me marketing that car, I would have said, save yourself a ton of money. Don't get financing through a used car dealership at 15% interest. Go to your bank or your local credit union, and right now you can get a loan for as low as 1.8% interest, and which is true in this area. And that's how I would have marketed that car. Clean Carfax, 40,000 miles, and I would have did it just like that. So someone who's interested in that car could have went to their bank or Capital One or the credit union and pulled out a personal loan for that car and got it. I actually would have pulled out a used car loan, used that car as collateral. I have no problem faxing paperwork to banks and stuff like that. I've done it before. It sounds more time consuming than it's worth, but it's really not. It's fairly easy once you know what you're doing. But we ended up selling that one for like $8,500. Took quite a loss there. I definitely don't like doing that, and I definitely don't like seeing my people do that. But that's what I would do. I would say, forget the public auction depending on their reserve policy. Get with ACV or Trade Rev or backdoor lots, whatever it's called, back lot, whatever. Build a relationship with those guys and have them start running your cars. Also, go to your local auctions wherever you're buying cars. Don't be afraid to bring in 3 dozen donuts and 2 or 3 boxes of coffee. Hey, what's up? I'm Dave Moe. I'm with XYZ dealership. I'd like to run some cars to you guys on a regular basis. I'm new to this, but I have aspirations of becoming a 100 car a month wholesaler. Can you guys help me out? Well, how can we help you? Well, for starters, can you give me good run numbers? Can you put me behind maybe Honda or maybe behind Toyota? Anything that you can do for me to I want to sell cars with you guys. You guys make money when I sell cars. If I don't sell my car, you guys really aren't making money. Sure, you might get a $25 no car sale fee, but let's be honest, you didn't build this auction by people not selling cars. You built this beautiful auction here because people sell cars. And I want to be one of those people that sell cars. What can you do to help me out? I know I want run numbers. Is it something you think you can do? Yes, you know what, Dave? I think we could do that, but let's say that you had to bring us 10 cars. Fair enough, let's do that. So now, on the outside, every time I get 10 cars up, I'm just going to call them up like, hey, I got 10 cars. What kind of numbers can you do for me? And I'm going to remember the name of the person I spoke to, right? So let's just say I spoke to Patty. I don't fucking know. Hey, Patty, what's up? It's Dave. You had mentioned if I had 10 cars, we could work something out. I have 10 cars. Can we do that? Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Now I run my 10 cars, depending on how I do sale-wise. Maybe I come back the next day and I give Patty, a Starbucks cup, or, I'm noticing what they're drinking. And I'm taking care of Patty now. The first time I went there, I took care of the office. The second time I went there, I sold the cars. Now I'm taking care of Patty because Patty's the one who's taking care of the numbers, right? And you're building relationships. I know it sounds crazy, but believe me when I tell you, it happens in doctor's offices. It happens everywhere. Everywhere that there's sales, there's always this, I'm going to say a bribe, okay? There's always like this bribe or this payoff that takes place. Don't think it doesn't happen. It happens. And it's just part of the game, guys. It's part of the game. If you think those big dealers aren't being catered to by the auction house, you're dead wrong. I'm sure when Honda is sending 100 cars to any given auction, I'm sure they're not spending the same, they're not being charged the same dollar amount as you are for selling the car. I'm sure they're not paying the no sale fee. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of benefits that come along with that. You want to get to that level. So in the beginning, you're kind of trying to bribe your way in, and eventually it'll start to turn where now you're doing your 100 cars a month, right? Or a week, or whatever you're at. And now all of a sudden you're like, hey, I was working with you guys, but now Manheim just sent someone to my dealership and they're telling me that I'm only going to pay $100 a car versus $200. So now you have the other dealership saying, no, keep your business here. We'll charge you $75, and any car you don't sell, we're not going to charge you no sale fee. So you see how the negotiating works, but you have to get to that point. So the question was, can you buy cars at the dealer auction and sell them at a public auction? Yes. The answer is yes. Are there a lot better options for you? Yes, there are. I had a buddy who made great money buying cars that ran and drove from Copart. He would buy older cars. Copart is really good at selling wrecked newer cars. A lot of people like the newer stuff. So it's like the 06 or 04 Honda Accords and older cars like that just fall underneath the radar that no one really wants. And you could buy those cars for, under $1,000 running and driving. Of course you have to go there and inspect them, and then you sell them. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go pick up my daughter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's so lengthy. It was a question I just had to answer. And take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. I'm out of here.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend.